My people, una good morning, una good afternoon, una good night, depending on your time zone. This is Biafra Must Win channel. On this channel, we dey bring am back to back on wetin dey shele for Biafra land and beyond all over the world. Abeg, as una dey watch, make una help us subscribe, share, like and comment. God bless you.
Laugh out loud, Nigerians. What happened at the Ekiti State Magistrate Court today can be likened to someone who was accused of being a thief. Instead of proving to the world that he's not a thief, that is a wrong accusation, he ends up stealing from his accuser, thinking that he's getting back at the person. Sort of vengeance. Why are you accusing me of being a thief? I will teach you a lesson. I will touch you where it hurts. I will steal from you. Without realizing that he just proved the guy right. He just told the world, hey, I am actually a thief. It doesn't make any sense that the magistrate who fixed today being the 20th December to decide on the bail application for human rights lawyer Dele Falotimi, who has been in detention the past 3 weeks. He fixed today to decide on the matter, and after he entered the packed courtroom with Dele Falotimi on the dock, all of a sudden the magistrate received a call notification and he had to adjourn the sitting. Yes, this actually happened in real life, not hearsay. After several minutes of adjournment, he came back and started reading the bail conditions. What happened here is quite strange. Did he forget the ruling he wrote himself? Did he write it at home? If he wrote it at home, it's understandable that he might forget it, but he's supposed to be working in his chambers within the court premises. How is it possible that he forgot it? Did one big man somewhere call him while the court was in session to tell him what to do? This isn't real. It's just like saying that a carpenter will forget his tape, his hammer or his saw while going to work. Does a mason ever forget his trowel or shovel at home while going to work? Or a farmer forgetting his hoe or his digger? It doesn't make any sense. They are making it clear, shamelessly, that they are doing exactly what Dele Falotimi wrote in his book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. Another strange thing that happened in a courtroom was when the magistrate and the public prosecutor said that they do not feel safe in the courtroom because of the crowd that came in solidarity for Dele Falotimi. Yes, it's very strange they are afraid in their own courtroom. Clear conscience fears no accusation. If they know they are doing the right thing, they shouldn't be afraid of anything. The judge handling Yahaya Bello's case in Abuja has never left such a remark, despite the fact that the courtroom is always filled to the brim with Yahaya Bello's supporters. Why are these ones feeling unsafe in the magistrate court in Ekiti State? You already know the answer. They are punishing Dele Falotimi for having the audacity to criticize them. He was supposed to look away, like every other lawyer or judicial officer. He was supposed to look away, mind your business while we do what we want to do, while we swim in corruption. Yes, for having that audacity to tell them to their face, to grant interviews, to write it in a book that the Nigerian judiciary is corrupt. That's why he's suffering today. So if the judge in Abuja is not afraid of the crowd in the courtroom, despite the fact that the matter is about someone that stole or misappropriated more than 100 billion naira, being money belonging to Kogi State government, why should the magistrate and the public prosecutor in Ekiti State Magistrate Court be afraid of the crowd? If you reason this, you will see that the judge in Abuja is actually supposed to be under heavy police protection right now, because we are talking about 100 billion naira. Someone that stole that amount of money can do anything to get a favorable judgment. If he can't buy the judge, he can do anything to get another judge, to get the matter transferred to a favorable judge where he will get judgment. It doesn't make any sense that someone who hasn't stolen a kobo from the Nigerian government, he hasn't even held a public position or elected position in the past. He's just been a private individual who has decided that all his life he will continue speaking truth to power. He has done nothing wrong. The worst that can come out of this is 2 years imprisonment, because it is no longer a criminal offense in Ekiti State. The law was expunged in 2021 by the State Assembly. So what are they doing? This is at most a misdemeanor. Even if they successfully prove that he truly defamed Are Afe Babalola, he's not looking at more than 2 years for a misdemeanor. So what are they doing? This is so shameful. It has gone beyond judicial rascality. It is now judicial terrorism. Dele Falotimi is actually facing a non-existent crime in Ekiti State Magistrate Court. Instead of striking out this matter on the first hearing, the magistrate has kept Dele Falotimi in prison the past 3 weeks. For no reason, just to punish him, to shut him up, plus all the other strange conditions. How can the magistrate set bail at 30 million naira for writing a book? What is going on in this country? On top of 30 million naira, he must deposit his international passport, which he has already deposited at the Federal High Court in Ekiti State for the cybercrime charges. So which international passport is Dele Falotimi going to submit? Does he have another nationality apart from Nigeria? Or is it a way to make him not to meet the bail conditions? Now to the bail condition that borders on dictatorship. There's a saying that you can't beat a child and still stop him from crying. If you don't want the child to cry, simply don't beat him. They have beaten Dele Falotimi. They have kept him in an illegal detention for more than 3 weeks, and they still don't want him to cry about it. They still don't want him to talk about it when he eventually meets the bail condition. You can't have it both ways. You can't eat your cake and have it. Saying that Dele mustn't grant any interview pending when this case is disposed of at the magistrate court in Ekiti State simply means they want to gag him and deny him his fundamental human right of free speech, which he already expressed in his book, Nigeria and Its Criminal Justice System. They have played out that book. They have acted out the book exactly as he wrote it. Now they don't want him to comment further or maybe tell Nigerians that, hey, I'm going to write a part 2 of the Nigeria and Its Criminal Justice System. They don't know they are the ones on trial. They think the fact that Dele is in prison and in the dock, being photographed, being handcuffed, they are humiliating him. They don't know that the world is actually watching them and seeing that, hey, these guys are truly corrupt. More than Dele Falotimi even expressed in his book. Anyway, P2B has pledged to sort out Dele Falotimi's stringent bail conditions. Dele is actually P2B's ally. He was the spokesperson in the southwest of the Presidential Election Campaign Council of Labour Party last year, and being a fearless firebrand, the authorities are afraid that such a man might ignite something in the youths that someone like P2B will never do. So you see the pattern, they're going after firebrands because they know that these types are so fearless they will continue tormenting them and telling them the truth. And one day they might ignite something in Nigerian youths. Yes, there's no doubt that many Nigerians are docile, but the very few that are fearless, that always speak truth to power, the government will always target them. Like this lady, Thomas, she was targeted in Lagos. She was flown from Lagos to Abuja just because she made a video criticizing the government. Now they have charged her for, do you know what? Insulting Tinubu's son. Where is this kind of crime written in Nigerian penal codes? Insulting someone is a crime for which this lady was flown from Lagos in a chartered flight, of course, or maybe a commercial airliner, all the way to Abuja to be charged to court. What abuse of power. They always keep chasing shadows. They always keep showing Nigerians that they have enormous powers, that everyone must submit and tremble at their presence. They never use this power to solve all the security challenges we have in Nigeria. They never use this power to go after criminals, to fight them to a standstill. They never use these powers to better the lives of Nigerians. Rather, they always use it to torment Nigerians, to oppress them. What have Nigerians done? You cannot give good governance. You cannot allow them to express themselves freely like the Constitution guarantees. You treat them like slaves. as if they are not freeborn in their own country, as if these people are colonialists. Yes, it leads one to ask, are these people Nigerians? Are they our fellow brothers? Why do they treat us with such contempt? Even if this lady insulted anyone, it's not a crime. It's not written anywhere in Nigeria Penal Code that insult is a crime. No. Even if you curse someone, it's not a crime, because curse is actually based on superstition or religion. The law doesn't recognize that. So what is actually going on in this country? Why do people abuse their powers brazenly? And to think that the relatives of this lady were arrested until they produced her. Can you imagine? They were looking for this lady and they arrested her Facebook friends, people that have never met her. They were just friends online. They arrested them to produce this lady. How far they can go to show people that they have powers. They never use this power for the betterment of anyone or this country, only for themselves. And you can understand why they do it. Is because they are stealing this country blind. They want to cover it. They don't want people to talk about it. Because if they're doing all the right things, they wouldn't care whatever anyone is talking. Clear conscience fears no accusation.